This is why you pay elite quarterbacks big money, and this is why guys are called elite, are the people that can handle the pressure of being a drop back quarterback and winning games from the pocket. And I love this stat. It's one of my favorites. And it came out with people who are the best right now in the pocket in the National Football League with pressure on them. The show where truth, justice, and the American football way lives. The National Football Show with your boy Big Sills. This is the show that you get no frosting on the cake. This is the show that you come to hear the truth. See, we don't sit here and throw pom-poms up and have cheerleader segments. We tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts more going in than it does coming out. And I know this. Truth, justice, and the American football way. We are getting closer and closer to Sunday. By the way, that thing tonight should be called the Garbage Bowl. The Washington Commanders versus the Chicago shit-stained Bears. Holy cow. Here's the storylines. Is this Wentz's last start? Is Justin Fields officially a bust? That's some game plan. Hey, let me get right to that and cover that game. I'll watch it because I love football, but Jesus, criminy. That thing's going to be painful tonight. Watch this. Wentz will throw for 330 and have two of the most disgusting plays you've ever seen in your life. Well, at least up till tonight. Oh, my God. Bears. It's in Chicago, I believe. Washington versus the Chicago Bears. All right. So, Jason Peters. How about this dude? Calling Philadelphia sports fans idiots. How do you take that? Now, look. I think he meant it with love. I don't think he was taking shots at you. I just think that he thinks that you guys are so fanatical with how you look at your sports teams that it's almost comical. Because I kind of chuckled first. Because I went like this. And I kind of like, you know me, stirring the pot. Like only Big Sills can. Hey, look at this. Jason Peters taking a shit on the Philly fans. Hey, man, don't be mad. Hey, Daz, don't be mad, man. I don't think he meant it in a bad way. I just think he meant it like this. When you walk into that place and you walk into Lincoln Financial, be prepared. Because you're going to get everybody that is a great football fan to the biggest idiots on the planet. But you know what they all have in common? They love their Eagles. The smartest guy in the building and the dumbest guy in the building have one thing in common. They love their Eagles. They love their Eagles. And you're going to get all kinds of opinions on how Jason Peters' comments were taken. Dude, he's an Eagle at heart, and you know this. You really think a couple Jerry Jones paychecks is going to change his heart and who he is inside? You think Zach Ertz is a Cardinal? Come on, man. He's a Philadelphia Eagle, and you know it, okay? So they may take some subtle shots at you. Don't have your panties in a bind over everything. It's Snowflake City sometimes with people. Oh, my God! Jason's calling the city! And you're like, dude, relax. It's a goof. You ever had goofing sessions with your buddy? Most people could never go into an NFL or sports locker room because people are making fun of each other all the time. That's all that was. It's nothing more. Well, you don't really think he loves the Eagle fans? You know he does. You can take it any way you want. Okay? Take it any way you want, but you should take it in the way of this. Dude, he's got great love for you guys, and you know it. Forget about it. That's what Big Sills is telling you here. Okay. I'm going to get into some pretty salty topics here. that may make you upset. By the way, Stephen Jones, the CEO of the Dallas Cowboys, will be with us at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So, NFL stats came out. Let me get this exactly. This is some statistic here. This is pressure in the pocket. This is why you pay elite quarterbacks big money, and this is why guys are called elite, are the people that can handle the pressure of being a drop-back quarterback and winning games from the pocket. And I love this stat. It's one of my favorites. And it came out with people who are the best right now in the pocket in the National Football League with pressure on them. By the way, Sunday, what's going to happen? You got one of the best pass rushes coming into Lincoln Financial. QBs with the best passer rating against pressure in the pocket. Sitting in there, no matter what's coming at them. They win ball games and hang in there for their team. Lamar Jackson, 1. Patrick Mahomes, 2. Matthew Stafford, 3. Those are the best quarterbacks in the pocket. Here are the worst 3. Trevor Lawrence, Marcus Mariota, and Jalen Hurts. He's the 3rd worst quarterback in the NFL right now as a starting quarterback with pressure. Nothing? You see, I'm going to make a confession to you here about your boy Hurts. And Xander, remember this. Jalen Hurts is elite outside the pocket. He's not elite in it. His touchdown passes and his way he handles pressure shows you he's not elite in the pocket. He's not elite in the pocket. He doesn't have a scoring offense from the passing game, and he's not good with pressure. He's the 3rd worst QB in the NFL under pressure. 46.1. I don't think so. It's not fake news. See, Travis says it's fake news. Really? Well, here, let me show it to you, Hoss. It's not fake news. Fake news? There it is right there. Jalen Hurts, 3rd worst under pressure. Right there, Junior. Not fake news. Not made up. 3rd worst quarterback. Under pressure. Blitzing. So it means this. How in the world are you going to be able to be a progression reader when the first thing that shows up when pressure shows up and you're under pressure with a good pass rushing team like Sunday? You don't think that's going to rear its head? Oh, my God. A 3rd worst quarterback under pressure. Woo! Man, how do you handle that? Hurts is the top progression reader. Not under pressure, he's not. First 5 games, he's the 3rd worst quarterback, Nick, in the league. The worst. Okay? At least those other guys don't have a winning record. This guy's 5-0. He's a lead outside the pocket is what I'm telling you. Disinformation, allegedly. It's not allegedly. He's the worst quarterback under pressure in the league. 3rd worst, to be fair. Look at Kyle. Next topic. Okay, I'll get to it. Maniac Sills loves this shit. No, hey, don't get mad at me for being the deliverer. Don't be mad at me for pointing out indeficiencies that this kid has. Still, as he grows, once again, here, be fair. Is he getting better every week? Yes. Is the passing game getting better? Yes. Is he better? Yes. He ain't nowhere near a $40 million quarterback when you're the 3rd worst dude with pressure. That's what this league is. Scoring touchdowns. This is how you become the face of the league, not 10 rushing touchdowns. Okay? No face of the league is there. These are all Mahomes. The face of the league is going to be Buffalo versus KC this weekend. 39 million. Go ahead. Good night. Okay, go ahead. 7th in passing. Worst under pressure. He is the worst, third worst quarterback under pressure. Wow. Man, what a stat. God. It's unbelievable, actually. He and Mariota and all them guys. Man, how can that be if he's so elite? Well, again, it goes right into why he doesn't have a lot of touchdown passes. He leaves the pocket too soon. You're not an elite quarterback when as soon as you feel pressure, you leave. And get this, he may be being coached that way. And this may be the system that they're developing for him. Okay, so be it. And they're playing into that. I believe that. I believe they're telling Jalen, if the guy's not there, take off. Okay? Because like I said to you yesterday, one of the most important things that the Eagles have, can I tell you the most important stat? And it ain't the 5-0 record. They're awesome at not turning the ball over. That's the best thing they do. They don't turn the ball over, man. That team is excellent at protecting the football. And that's where you lose games. It's not about passing yards. I agree with that. Most of those passing yards are empty calories anyway. How many times you see a guy throw for 400 yards in a game and they lose? You run the ball for 200, 90% of the time you're winning that ball game. Okay? I don't think he's skittish back there. He hangs in, says Yale. Yeah, they may be coaching him that way. And that's why that number's low. Okay? They may be coaching him like that. And it's working. But the league will catch up with that. That's what I'm telling you. You've got to make plays in the passing game that go into the end zone. Not 10-yard passes, 20-yard. That gets you nowhere. That's Kirk Cousins, like you guys have been constantly telling me. Okay? You've been constantly telling me. They want him passing TDs. Well, he's only got 4 now. And that ranks at the bottom of the league right now. Like I said, the guy coming in, Cooper Rush, has as many touchdown passes. Shit, Joe Flacco has 4 touchdown passes. Okay? So again, this is another area where he's got to get better. He's got to get better at hanging in there more. When you're the third worst quarterback in pressure, and you got a game with Michael Parsons and your left tackle's injured, I don't know. Is that a concern? I kind of think so. Jordan Mailata, at full strength, would have his hands full with Michael Parsons. Jordan Mailata, at 70%, is clearly going to have his hands full. We'll get into the Cowboys, too. One of the things I noticed watching the 22 on them, I want to hit on them. And I want to talk with what I'm seeing Dan Quinn do a little bit. But I do want to go into this topic. Okay, I want to throw this at you here. And I know what immediately you guys are going to say when I make this comment here. How many people believe that media people are waiting on Sunday for Jalen Hurts to fail, so the first thing they can say Monday morning is, where do we go into the draft on Monday for a quarterback? Is Jalen really a one and done? What I mean is, when I say one and done, this guy makes any kind of mistakes. Are we all waiting for him to criticize the kid when it comes to winning ball games, especially the ones like Dallas? You think there's people out there, okay, that are waiting to see what happens on Sunday, and the first time that he fails, Monday morning, we need a quarterback in the NFL draft. Do you believe that? Look at all you guys. You are. You are. No, no, no. I told you my criticism of the kid's going to be at the end of the season because I'm going 17 games. I'm not going the Cowboy game. Now, that's going to play into it because he's got to beat Dallas. And if he shits the bed against Dallas, other great quarterbacks have not played well against other teams as well. You can't take a microcosm of the season and castrate the kid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. So I'm preparing you for that today on this Thursday. No, I'm not. He plays poorly on Sunday. It'll be about him playing poorly against the Cowboys. And then it'll be about some of the things that I brought up if they rear its head. Doesn't hang in the pocket. He's not very good under pressure. And the offense needed to score in the passing game. Those will be the areas that I hit. But I've been telling you the whole time through this 5-0 streak here that I think the kid's getting better. And I'll make my point when Sunday's game. Hopefully, it's a win for him. And the maturation of him getting better continues to elevate. You guys are under some guys here that I'm waiting for him to fail on Sunday so that the first thing that I could do on Monday is say the kid sucks, let's get a quarterback. I would never in a million years, if he plays horrifically on Sunday, which I'm not expecting him to, I'm not going to say the Eagles need a quarterback. That'll be at the end of the year I'll make that statement. I promised you that, and I'll hold to it. Okay? He won, you still crap on him. Because I don't think he's elite. I have held that the entire time. But I'm not going to. I'm telling you, don't tell me what the F I'm going to say on Monday. I'm telling you right now what I'm saying on Monday in my angle. You're wrong. 100%. I'm getting you ready. I'm burying the lead. Nick goes, why are Philly fans so obsessed with Dallas? Because Philly looks at Dallas and gets all the publicity. And for the last 22 years, the Eagles have owned the NFC East. That's why. Okay? No, Dan Sileo in the Hall of Fame. You not elite. I have no idea what that means, but thank you. Zero. No idea. There's going to be people on Monday, if he fails against the Cowboys, that are going to go like this. Well, he's got a long way to go still. I still think he does. And I've never changed that. I've never changed that. See, what I'm going to do, unlike you, so you guys have already crowned the Eagles champions. After 5 games, 6 games, I'm not ready to say the kid's not the future. I'm going to continue to watch the kid either grow or not grow, win games or not win games. You see, I have patience, unlike you. And at the end of the regular season, and hopefully in the postseason, that's when we'll make our comment whether or not this guy's the future. Because it really all comes down to this. Beat Dallas, win the East, get to the NFC title game. You're not going to get a $40 million bag of money. Okay? You're not from that organization. I don't know what the Cardinals are thinking. That kid's not a $45 million a year player. He is not. I would never build my franchise around Kyler Murray. Now, you start talking to me about Jalen Hurts. Jalen's growing into it. He looks like a leader out there. Teammates love him. He's not trying to get Nick Sirianni fired like I think Kyler Murray's trying to get Cliff Kingsbury fired. Okay? B says, better not lose to a backup in your own house. That's a good take. Okay? Okay? Kyler laughed all the way to the bank. Very true. Very true. Is Justin Herbert what has Justin Herbert won? I'll take him over Jalen Hurts any day, any night. I know I can win some ball games with that guy. He's in the AFC West. You're in the shit least. Okay? You're in the shit East. Everyone's like, hey, everybody now look at the East. All of a sudden, they play the 31st and 32nd easiest schedules. And you're called, that's why it's fool's gold. The Giants. Nobody in their right mind believes the Giants are an elite team at 4-1. No one. Not with Daniel Jones as a quarterback. I mean, seriously, dude. It's like running a wishbone with him. You talk about a guy. If I was in New York, Sills, you do 5 pull-ups if Jalen wins on Sunday. I'm going to hurt my shoulder, man. Okay? Can't do it. Okay? Can't do it. Giants beat the Packers. You Giants, really? How far do you think you're going with Daniel Jones? He's done a great job at, like, managing what? Managing what? What did he throw, 10 passes last week? Yeah, he's as about an elite of a passer as Jalen is. Jalen's better, actually. Way better. Okay? Way better. Way better. Rome wasn't built in a day. He has determination. Hurts will become an elite passer within 2 years. Oh, so you agree with Donovan McNabb then? Okay? Hey, who said that in Italian? E mangio gazzi. Jalen ain't throwing picks like Jones. I agree. He ain't turning the ball over. They don't want him to. They want to run the ball. That's what they do. Remember, what's Jalen's number when it comes to rushing touchdowns? 6 or something? Is that what you tell me? He's got 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns. Yeah. And I love it when the people, though, put the 10 touchdowns next to Patrick Mahomes'. Do you know how idiotic you look? Jones got 10. He's only 5 behind. Not really. Not really. Yeah, in the Big 12. Hey, if we're voting for the Heisman, maybe, yeah. Okay? Hey, look at Jalen. He's got 10 touchdowns. Mahomes got 15 passing touchdowns. He's right there. He's 5 behind. Yeah, if I'm voting for the Heisman, I might go, hey, there's something to it. He's 5-0. You're not winning a Super Bowl with 4 touchdown passes. NFC East is beating the Rams, Vikings, Packers, Cardinals, and Bengals. Oh, look at that, William. They're scheduled 31st, 32nd. That's the Cowboys and Eagles. Playing bums. Lamar beats real teams. Lamar plays real teams. Who's he playing this week? Then he got another big game this week? He's got another big one. Holy cow, man. I couldn't believe what I read. 3rd worst passer with pressure is your guy. Whew. I hope that doesn't rear its head. I hope that doesn't rear its head on Sunday when you got Micah Parsons rolling into town and a banged-up O-line. Okay? Look at Jeff. Make the schedule next time. Sills, it's only one winner at the end of the year. Well, not true. Because if Jalen gets his money, he won too. Okay? Percy says, Sills just let you guys know lost his previous job. That's not true. I was hired 2 days later by the same guy who runs a radio station in Philadelphia now and gave me more money. I was out anyway. I was leaving. It's not true. Okay? Fake news once again. Fake news. Okay? Okay? Fake news. I do think Green Bay's a real team. Okay? I do. I personally do think that. Okay? I do. But listen, I want to go back to the one comment about Jalen Hurts. Look, I get it, man. Most of you probably were under the assumption that if he loses this Cowboy game, that I'm going to sit here and start hammering him on Monday. I want to bury that thought for you. I'm going to give you my honest opinion and my honest observation of what I saw on Sunday. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my honest answer with that. Okay? New York is going to have a big picking? Absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as the Eagles beat Dallas, everyone's going to cry, well, they beat them without Dak. Razor, that's not where I'm going. If Dak is healthy and you didn't start him, that's a Cowboy thing. We're going to ask Stephen Jones that question at 5 o'clock. Okay? We'll ask him that question. I don't care who's starting. This guy's won 4 ball games. Okay? This guy's won 5 ball games or 4 ball games this year. That's absolutely not going to happen. Y'all find some stupid ass stat like, well, he didn't wipe his rear. No, I think pressure is an issue when you're talking about hey, and by the way, one of the reasons I bring that up, because if you're going to pay a guy $45 million, he better be good under pressure. Sills was the guy throwing snowballs at Santa Claus. You're going to crucify him if he loses. I am not. I'm telling you right now on Thursday, I am not going to do that. Wrong. This is about the Cowboy game. Dude, they're already out. They're already out to a spectacular start. If they're 5-1, hey, again, it's Dallas. You don't want to lose to them. You're 5-1 still. Okay? He is still a professional backup. Okay? You can look at it that way. You're not wrong. He's Cooper Rush for a reason. Okay? With a shit-eating grin. Look at you guys. Now your body. Hey, wait a minute, Xander. Now you guys are like reading gestures and such now, right? You're reading Big Sills' gestures. So you guys don't believe me I'm not going to kill him on Monday if they lose, which I don't believe they are. I don't believe they are. Now, if they start, even if they started Dak, I don't know. We'll get into that here in a second. I do want to hit on that. Bro, all he does is compare 3-year quarterback to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes in his second year won a Super Bowl. And if you're going to be compared to Patrick Mahomes in salary, you bet I compared Dak to him too. Dak's a failure to Patrick Mahomes. He makes $45 million too. He's a failure. Dak Prescott's a failure. I don't care what stats he puts up. How many regular season wins he has. Last year, the Cowboys led the NFL in offense. What did it get him? Bounced in the opening round against the Niners. Didn't get him shit. And he takes his bag of money and goes home, and he's Dak Prescott. He's Kirk Cousins. And I agree with you guys. That sucks. Dak puts up big numbers, high percentages, wins a ton of games. But he sucks and Jalen doesn't. Jalen doesn't put up the passing numbers that Prescott does. After 5 games, oh, he's on pace for this. What is this, Roger Maris and Aaron Judge? This is who he is right now. He's great after 5 weeks. He's played these shitty teams and he's dominated them. That's what you have to do. You know the one thing that you have to give the Eagles a lot of love for? They never play down to their competition. They never play down to their competition. Say that to Jones, Dak Prescott is a failure. I'll ask him that. I'll do it professionally. You think Dak's won enough? Because don't you think let me ask you this. Well, I think it's a great comment, and I think it's a great place to go. And I will ask Steven this question. Don't you think if they thought that Dak Prescott was 80%, they'd put him in there if they thought he gave him a better chance to win? I don't care about gamesmanship. Gamesmanship with Cooper Rush? I mean, that doesn't frighten me. Now, if you had this, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, or how about this, when they had Montana and Young, and Bill Walsh is going back and forth if Montana's hurt. Yeah, we may start Steve Young or we may start Joe Montana. That's one thing. Okay, but Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott, I don't know. I'm not real frightened over that one. Dak's the guy that kind of is the dude gives them the best chance to win, in my opinion. Okay? Jesse, Bayless is trying to make a Steve Berline deal that was back in the day with Troy Aikman. Okay? And Troy hated it. And it really splintered the relationship back in the day between Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman. Jimmy went with Berline, and he wasn't going to go off him. But everyone in the organization, I might ask Steven that, who pressured Jimmy in that when it came to putting Berline on the bench? Because Berline had started winning some games. Or was it a Jimmy call? Because Jimmy wanted to stick with Berline. They finally went back to Aikman. It was a big deal, man. Okay? It was a big deal. 29X, thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Hurts can't handle a blitz or bluff. He gets scared and throws a covered screen. It's okay. You're winning ball games and you're moving the sticks. I don't care how you do it. Dude, throwing the ball down the field is a higher percentage chance of having a turnover. The Eagles know that. Brady knows that. I can't sit here and, Brady again has the equity of 7 Super Bowls. I think Jalen's taking a page right out of Tom Brady's way he approaches the game. There's not a lot of plus 25 plays in Brady's arsenal. It's not who he is. And I think the Eagles know that as well. Slants, screens, slots, all that stuff has moved the chains for the Eagles to a 5-0 record. As a matter of fact, what is it now? 12 of the last 16 they've won? Hey, why get off that formula right now when you're going into Dallas? Doesn't make any sense. Bro, I don't know what you're freaking talking about. Flip-flopping. I'm telling you what they're doing and how they got to 5-0. Christ. People are idiots. Who cares if you win? Well, the league cares. Jimmy Garoppolo's not being rewarded for winning all those games. He's being kicked out of San Francisco at the end of the year. A guy who's won 40 ball games out of 57 games that he's played for San Francisco is being thrown out of town. So don't tell me about winning. He's being thrown out of town for winning. Okay? But watch this. But they don't like the way he wins. What's the difference in Philly? You like that stuff. Wait, you hate Garoppolo. And Garoppolo's doing the same thing Jalen's doing. But you hate him and you like Jalen, and Jimmy's actually more accomplished. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. They hate the way they hate the way Hurts wins. I'm asking the question. They hate it in San Francisco the way he wins. Don't they? Jimmy Garoppolo, they want him out, and he's 40-17. 2 of the last 3 NFC championship games. The head coach has got a massively underwater record without him and those other stiff quarterbacks he puts in there. It's no coincidence. But yet, he's doing it, and the same thing he's doing in San Fran, you're doing in Philly. Why does he suck? Why does Jimmy G suck, but your guy, his biggest win in his career is against Minnesota? Jimmy can't throw the ball, neither can Jalen. 3rd worst quarterback under pressure. 4 touchdown passes. Yeah, but look at the number. Well, they're Kirk Cousins numbers. You guys told me this all year long. Cousins sucks, and those are hollow numbers or empty calorie numbers. How come you can't apply that to your own guy? So you're telling me the numbers that Cousins puts up every year don't matter, but the numbers that Jalen's putting up right now matter. They're 4-1. We beat him. I get it. He's got great passing numbers. Justin Jefferson, 2 straight games, 150. Jefferson will have 1,500 plus yards this year. 7th in passing and last in touchdown passes. And 3rd worst under pressure. There you go, JM. Okay? Troy was banging. Jimmy G isn't a team leader. Really? It's funny. They're winning games again. That offense is back on track again. There's a reason Hurts is in the MVP conversation. Absolutely is. They're 5-0. Why wouldn't he be? Lamar's in the conversation. Patrick Mahomes is probably the leader. That game will probably tell us who the leader is. Okay, Jalen, like you said, you think he's going to get a lot of love beating Cooper Rush? Or do you think Patrick Mahomes is going to get a lot of love if he beats Josh Allen? Or Allen beats Mahomes? I think it's pretty elementary how you figure that one out. So listen, I can't wait to see how Jalen handles pressure. Again, this will be, folks, one of the things that knocks down another obstacle that I think is still in front of him. If he goes out there and throws for 350 yards with Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence on the field, here's another check mark for him in the box where he's progressing and getting better and better. This is awesome. This is not just a game that you want to win. This is also a game that you want to see how Jalen performs. Look, all kidding aside here, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see all the things. Watch this. How he won Detroit. How he won Washington. How he beat Minnesota. How he beat the Jags. How he won against the Cardinals. All these things that he has done so far this year are going to come down on Sunday night in 60 minutes of football for him to put it all together. He's got to put it all together on Sunday night. You're not going to beat the Cowboys one-dimensional. I'm going to get into why and what the strengths of the Cowboy defense and what they're doing, because I watched it and I had a conversation with a couple people in Dallas this morning and what Dan Quinn's doing. And I think it's pretty awesome on how he's handling really a good defense and what he's doing with the spy coverages. I think it's pretty impressive in what he's done. Tell the wide receivers to get in the end zone, not get tackled inside the 5-yard line. Be a start. This game is a big test for Jalen based on how awful he was against this team. He was terrible last year. Cowboys can't stop the run, JM. They're mediocre, JM. JM, they're mediocre. I would put them below average when it comes to stopping the run. Okay? I would. Sills, people only mention how great the Dallas D-line is. Nobody talks. Hey, it's a great point. Acosta, they got a secondary kid back there at safety who shows up every single time. JM, if the Eagles run for 200 yards against the Cowboys, they'll kill them. They'll run them off the scoreboard 38-17. You put Miles. Miles goes for 155 on Sunday night. There won't be a game close, and that thing will be in massive trouble for the Cowboys. If the Eagles put up 200 yards, good night. Sign it over. It's ended. And you'll put the Cowboys to sleep, and everyone will go, they're frauds. Dak will get his job back, everything. Because, and are the Eagles capable? They sure are. They sure are capable of putting 200 yards plus rushing against the Eagles. They are. Heavy dose of Sanders. Man, keep running them. Keep running them. Keep running them. I agree. Let me show you a little bit of what they're doing here. And let me tell you what they're doing, Dallas. Dan Quinn's pretty smart. Do you know that they are the number one blitz team in the league? That's why I brought that stat up. The Cowboys are the number one blitz team. Jalen is the third worst versus the blitz in the pocket. Something's going to collide on Sunday. They bring the most pressure. They have the most tackle stunts and games of any team defensively in the league. Okay? Any team. And Dan Quinn does something that, again, I don't really think is going to affect Jalen that much. But what they have is they have what they call a disguise coverage. And what I mean by that is this. This is what Dallas does. You see, most defenses like to get to their position, and and this is what the quarterbacks do. They read the free or strong safety. You know what Dallas does in Dan Quinn? It's called a bunch. They keep the guys there all the way until almost the clock and before you get the snap. Now, you can catch those guys off guard doing that too. But they don't want to show what their coverage alignment's going to be. So they'll kind of meander around to get to their true positions. They'll move around a lot. They'll line up in a 3 technique. They'll go to a 2 technique. And how Dallas has been able to get over on a lot of defenses or offenses, they're 3 technique. They're 2 technique, back to the 3 technique. Shade, turn, tilt. They'll get back in a banjo coverage, cover 2. They'll play 11 personnel. They'll do everything. 12 personnel. They'll do all of that. And they do a lot of movement. Okay? I don't really think that that's going to affect the Eagles that much. Cowboys can move around all you want. And to me, I'd go on quick counts. Watch the Cowboys. Go YouTube them and up tempo. That's right, JM. Up tempo. I would go like this. I'd have quick snaps. I'd get it going. I'd up tempo them. Absolutely, JM. Up tempo them. Make them keep their personnel on the field because they like to change out a lot of personnel. Keep that personnel on the field. Just up tempo them. Up tempo. Because they move around so much. Watch them what they do. Watch what the Cowboys do. They move around a lot defensively, and it kind of confuses. And look at the quarterbacks that they've kind of played this year. Right? I mean, outside of Brady, actually, they confused Brady. Would they only score 19 points? Do you know the Cowboys have held every single opponent this year that they've played under 20 points or 19 points, something like that? Okay, so they're playing well, and it's a well-disguised and well-thought-out defense by Dan Quinn. Really great stuff. Great, but it's gambling. As much as Dan Quinn blitzes the most. Okay? He blitzes the most. And you got a quarterback. Now, again, one thing's for sure. They may be coaching him this way. They may be coaching this. Hey, Jalen, it's not their takeoff. Because I'll tell you, and I'll say it again, and I'll make sure I emphatically underline this. He's not elite in the pocket, but he is elite outside the pocket. Jalen Hurts is an elite running quarterback outside the pocket. I give you that. He is elite. The 5 games that he's played, Jalen Hurts has won more games this year by breaking down third down and long with his legs than his arm. Fact. The defensive coordinators are not going to fear his arm. They fear him getting out and breaking down the perimeter. Him getting out in open space, okay? Him getting out in open space, I mean, he's dangerous. I can't tell you, like I said yesterday to you, I can't tell you how many times I did this. Dude, it's 3rd and 12. I think the guy, I swear to you, I'm watching the game. I forget which one it was. May have been Washington. It's like 3rd and 12, and I go, he's getting this. They're not stopping him. Sure enough, picks up 15. Ken, the problem that you have with that is then you have the carries total go up high. In a game like this with the Cowboys, turnovers are going to be the key essential. And by the way, the matchup in this game is clearly the front four of the Cowboys versus the O-line of the Eagles. That's where your game's going to be won and lost. If the Eagles are not healthy and they can't slow that pass rush down, it's going to be a pretty long night, and it'll come down to a kick. Now, at home, I'm hearing the punter or the place kicker's coming back. How healthy is he going to be? Okay. Seals, do you think McNabb would have had a year if he didn't have Owens? Well, if I'm not mistaken, he got the multiple NFC championship games without Owens, didn't he? Okay. Sylvan says, I disagree this week. I feel like the Birds have been stalling just for this week. One thing, Sylvan. I'll say this to you. I don't think they've played their best ball yet, the Eagles. I don't think they've played their best ball. And they're going to need to play their best ball because this is a game that will define the early part of their season. Okay? Hey, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. I'm going to talk a little more about the Cowboys' defense and a little bit more about their offense. Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush here. But don't forget our friends also at Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. Folks, if you're hurt or injured on the job, there's only one law firm for you to call. These folks have been doing this for over 30 years and collected sums for their clients to the tune of $13.5 billion. They will never be intimidated at all, ever, when it comes to a courtroom. They're there to defend you with over 800 attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, and in Florida. Nobody, I say to you, represents their clients better. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The call is free. The consultation's free. When I tell you this, folks, Morgan & Morgan is there for you. Call them again, 800-512-1600. And when you call them, tell them Dan Sileo sent you.